Today's video, we're going to take a quick look at the Battlbox Mission 12 from the folks at Battlbox. I think you're going to like this one. I do. I think this has got a lot of really important gear in it. So we'll check it out coming up on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. So I'm on my second Battlbox now. This is Mission 12, and I checked out Mission 11, which is a hunting box not too long ago. This one is a medical box. I think it's got some really important gear in it and some really great stuff. I checked the value on this one as I did on the last one, so we'll be talking about that. I compared street prices with what they're saying, the values they're assigning to it. And once again, honestly, I think they're being very fair with it. But without me rambling anymore, let me just take you down to the stump top. But I want to tell you first. So let me tell you a story, particularly about why I think first aid and trauma care is so important for everybody to know. And I tried this once already, and I got a little choked up, so I'm gonna try again. But my oldest son is alive today because one of his teachers in school, in elementary school, had enough knowledge about first aid to save his life. And let me explain what happened. He was up out of his desk, being foolish like a kid, banging on the window trying to get somebody's attention. He was in an old school, it wasn't safety glass. Long story, his hand went through the window and sliced his arm just way down, arteries, veins, tendons, everything. He was bleeding out quickly. They tried pressure on it, but it was just too much cut. It wasn't stopping. One of his teachers knew enough to hit the pressure point under his arm. It stopped his bleeding. The paramedics said if she hadn't done that, he would have bled to death in the school. When they got there to get him, there was blood everywhere. He had bled. I mean, this is a little kid. He's 9, 10 years old, and he was bleeding out badly. Thankfully, his teacher knew some first aid, and he's fine now. He was able to get his, healed completely, become an Eagle Scout. No long-term lasting damage that I'm aware of. But if she hadn't have known that, literally, if she hadn't known, you got pressure points here, my son would be dead right now. So bottom line, first aid and knowledge about what to do in emergency situations, it's just a big thing in my mind, in my life. I think it's something everybody should know, not just people who go in the woods, not just people who deal with traumatic situations. I mean, this is an elementary school teacher, and she had the presence of mind to know what to do to save my son's life. Okay, I'm okay. If you got kids, you understand the emotions that go through you when you think about things like that. Anyway, so let me just stop rambling, take you down to the stump top, and we'll take a look at Battlbox Mission 12. Okay, once again, this is Mission 12. It's Emergency Medical First Aid Kit. So what we're going to do is just go down the list here. I looked up each one of these items on the internet, mostly on Amazon. One of them I couldn't find, but I got the street pricing on these things. We'll compare it to what they're suggesting as the suggested value of it and see how well they line up. And we'll take a closer look at some of this stuff and just give you an idea of what it is. So without further rambling, okay, so the first item on the list is a small Molly medical pouch. By the way, if you decide to subscribe to Battlbox, what you're going to do is every month you'll get a new box. And they have several different levels. They have a basic level, which is $24.99 plus $5 shipping. They have an advanced level, which is $49.99 plus $5 shipping. They have a Pro, which is $99.99 including shipping, and a Pro Plus, which is a Knife of the Month club, which is $149.99 no including shipping. So let's get that out of the way. In the basic, first thing on here is a small Molly medical pouch, and this is about a 7x7 pouch. I measured it. It's a nice little pouch. Nothing crazy fancy, but it's just, it works. It's Molly compatible. You got a lot of different attachment points and things you can attach to it. They're giving it a $13.24 value. The closest thing I could find on Amazon was $12.99. It's a little bit smaller than this. A lot of stuff more expensive, but in that price range, that's the closest medical kit, little Molly pouch I could find. So pretty close on that. They're only 25 cents off. The next item on the list is a Readyman medical card, which is here. And if you're not familiar with these little Readyman cards, what they are, they're just little, I guess they're stainless steel, but they're little cards that actually can fit into a wallet, and they're the size of a credit card, and they actually got a lot of different things on them that you break off and you can use. And this looks like it's got some little cutters and saws and picks and suture needles and other needles and stuff that I don't really even know what it is, but you can go on their website, and I'm sure it's got some good explanations of what's what. So that's the Readyman card. They're giving it a $12.95 value. Cheapest thing I could find it for on Amazon or anywhere else is $12.95. So again, pretty fair value there. And I think those are really cool. Next item on the list is a 4-inch Israeli bandage. If you're not familiar with what an Israeli bandage is, it is a pressure bandage to help stop major bleeding. Now they're giving this an $8.24 value. I found some on the internet on Amazon that were a little less than that, like $6, but they did not have the pressure applicator bar with them. The closest one, actually this exact one on Amazon, is $8.14. So they're about a dime off there. No biggie. Again, fair pricing. The next item in the basic is the Pocket First Aid Field Guide. And it's just a nice little book that gives you some basic first aid stuff. You know, you can keep it there in case you don't know what to do in a particular situation. It's written by a doctor, so it's probably pretty good information. They're giving this a $9.11 value. Amazon is $8.92. So again, real close, real close. And that's the Pocket First Aid Field Guide. Last but not least, you've got just this basic first aid kit. This is a 16-person kit is what they're calling it, I think. It is 16-person, yeah, 66 items, in a nice plastic case. It's got all these items here on the front. It's just real basic first aid stuff like you might keep in a vehicle or keep it, you know, at your desk at work or whatever. They're giving this a $19.75 value. And the closest thing I could find on Amazon, which actually is listed as an 8-person kit, is $18.48, so within a buck and a half or something like that. So again, really close on the value, and this is just something good that everybody should have. It's got all kinds of basic first aid stuff, not trauma stuff, just basic first aid. Everybody needs one. So this is everything included in the basic. It's 5 items, and this is $24.99 plus $5 for the basic kit, so that's $30 basically for the month. And it's got, you know, according to their calculations, it's $63.29 worth of value. According to mine on Amazon, it's $52.56, so it's still almost twice as much as you pay. Okay, so this is everything that's in the basic kit. The next level up is the advanced kit. It's $49.99 plus $5 shipping for the month, and you get everything in the basic kit, plus you get some more stuff. And this month we have a surgical tool set. And we'll just dump this thing out so you can see what all you get in it now. And this is the first item on the advanced subscription. It comes with this pouch, nice black pouch that has a lot of, you can sort all this stuff out in here, however you choose to do so. Don't even know what half this stuff is, to be honest with you, because I'm not a surgeon, but this includes a suture kit and a couple of scalpel blades and a little pen light here to you know, to see what you're doing. So I'll be honest with you, I don't have a clue how to use most of this stuff, but that's a good skill to pick up on, and it's good to have the tools to do it. So this is a great little kit. They're giving this a $29.95 value. To be honest with you, the cheapest one I could find anywhere on the internet was $21.75 with an $8.95 shipping. So that really is more than they're giving it. It's like $31 or something like that. So that's the surgical instrument kit. And I'm going to put it back in this bag so all that stuff doesn't fall out everywhere, because I don't have it in there properly. But that's the first item in the advanced. Next item is a rat's tourniquet. It's a very simple tourniquet. This could absolutely save somebody's life, and it's better than tying a rope or something on. It's designed to be quickly applied and just to work, plain and simple. And they're giving this a $15.95 value. The cheapest one I could find is $16.94, so kind of shorting themselves a buck on that. But that's always a very great thing to have in a serious med kit. And finally, in the last item in the advanced level is this Ultimate Survival Medicine Guide. Again, written by an MD and people in the medical profession, and they're giving this a $19.99 value. I found this on Amazon for $13.49, so you know, maybe $5.50 there difference. But that's the other 3 items. These 3 items, in addition to the basic, make up the advanced, which is going to cost you $55 for a month to get in this level. And again, this is a subscription box, so this is the last one that's already gone out. So the next one, there's no telling what it'll be. It's kind of like a surprise every month, which is kind of cool. But what I'm trying to point out here is just give you an example of what was sent out and what you can expect as far as variety and value. So the next level is a pro level. It's $99.99 a month, no include shipping. And at the pro level, you get all this stuff plus this month. And it's a Leatherman Raptors, and they are basically EMT type shears. And they're folding shears. They lock open here. They're for cutting bandages, cutting clothes off or whatever. So if you're in an emergency situation, you know, you got to get somebody's clothes off quickly. These are safety shears, so they've got this nice rounded thing here where you won't cut their body, but you can cut pretty heavy duty fabric with that. They've also got a seatbelt cutter built in here that locks open, and I guess you would, and then it's got the lock here to allow these things to fold. So they fold up like so. This side folds up like so. And then if you want to use the seatbelt cutter, you lock it out like so. And it's got a little lock there. And it folds up very nice and neat. It's got a pocket clip here, but it also goes right into a holster here like this. You can wear it on your belt. You can actually turn this to be a scout carrier, whatever, even upside down, because it locks in there really well. So you can have really quick access to this if you're in a position where you need to deal with a trauma. You know, and hopefully none of us will be in that position, but if you are, this is a really good thing to have. Again, that is the Pro level. There's one more level of the kit, and that is the Pro Plus, and which basically is everything that you get in the Pro level plus a knife of the month. The knife this month is the Fox Knives ALSR FX447, which is kind of a rescue knife, and it has a seatbelt type cutter right here that you can cut strapping or seatbelt is captured in, and they actually give you an extra blade and a little tool to change the blade. It has a glass breaker here, and then opens up to a big, sturdy, heavy-duty blade here, which allows you to, it's got a little bit of a serration on it, and this thing is sharp, man, I'm telling you, just to show you. It's sharp. So that's the ALSR-2, and it's bright red where you can find it. It has a liner lock, not sure, okay, it's also got a safety lock here, so in addition to the liner lock, and you have to pull the safety lock back before you can activate the liner lock. Pocket clip and a nice pouch that's MOLLE compatible and or belt compatible. So just a really nice little knife here. They're giving this one, by the way, $111.99 value, and I came up with $107.79. So bottom line, for everything, the Pro Plus, which is $150, they're giving it a $311 value. I came up with a $288.18 value. Still almost double. Just in my opinion, once again, like the last box, the value is definitely there. If the question is always, you know, do you need all this stuff, and is this something you would buy ordinarily? And, you know, do you have that kind of money to spend every month? That's a decision, of course, everybody has to make on their own. Okay, so that was a look at the Battlbox Mission 12 Medical First Aid Box. My goal in doing these reviews and these battle boxes are to show you an idea of what you might expect if you decide to subscribe to a battle box, and to give you enough detail so you can make an informed decision as to whether or not this might be a subscription service for you. Is it for everybody? Nothing is. But I will say that so far I've checked two of the boxes out, and they don't seem to inflate the value of what they're putting in there. So as always, just like the first one, it's first class stuff. It's not some kind of factory seconds or some kind of off-brand stuff that they found. It's all name brand, readily available stuff, and you can check the prices for yourself, and it's very close. And the other thing is, I think they really put a lot of thought into making sure that the boxes the theme of the boxes really makes sense, and the items they choose really make sense, and they go together. I think you could take this box and you'd have a fairly comprehensive, serious medical kit for whatever you need. Is it got everything you need in it? Probably not. I do think that it is a great value for what you get. For myself, I have to admit, what it's done for me, just looking at this box, is let me know that I really need to up my game as far as first aid. I'm a scoutmaster. I'm pretty good at first aid stuff, but as far as heavy first aid or trauma, I'm really not very informed about that. So I think what this has done for me is kind of inspired me that I'm going to get some more training and going to do some more research and learn some more about that, because You really could save somebody's life. So bottom line, first aid and knowledge about what to do in emergency situations, you know, it's just a big thing in my mind, in my life. I think it's something everybody should know, not just people who go in the woods, not just people who deal with traumatic situations. I mean, this is an elementary school teacher, and she had the presence of mind to know what to do to save my son's life. If you got kids, you understand the emotions that go through you when you think about things like that. Anyway, if you're looking for something fun in your mailbox every month and you got it in your budget, you might want to check out the Battlebox. So far, I've checked out 2 of their missions, and both of them were not only a great value, but they have some cool stuff in them too. So I hope this has been helpful. As always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing, for clicking that thumbs up, for sharing this video with your friends. Thank you so much for doing all your Amazon shopping through the Survival on Purpose links. I sincerely appreciate the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.